Shalom, little friends.
Meh, meh, meh.
Hag Sameach Matzot.
On the 4th day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, on the 18th day of Aviv, we must continue to be happy serving the Eternal.
I think you are ready for this new activity. Very good, Talmidei of Yeshua.
Have you already learned the recipe for unleavened bread? We really like to follow the recipe for Matzot during the 7 days of this festivity.
Let's start with a prayer to the Eternal for our reflection on Matzot. Avinu Shemashamayim, our Father who dwells in the Most High, we thank you for the opportunity to share with our little friends in the faith of Cielos Nuevos Niños and learn more about Matzot. Thank you for the life you grant us through the delivery of the perfect Korban, who is Yeshua, who came to show us how we should live without the yeast of the world, and that we learn to live under his instruction without the leavened bread that the religions of the world give. In the name of our great King and Messiah, Yeshua, Amen.
Amen.
Yeshua tells us,
In Matthew chapter 16 verses 5 to 12 tells us about when Yeshua told his Talmidim, "Take care and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees." That is, of the teaching that the Pharisees and Sadducees gave, what was contrary to what the Torah teaches.
Yossi, what is the yeast of the Pharisees? Is it a particular brand? Do they sell a little box at the store? Does it say on the box leavening of the Pharisees or yeast of the Pharisees?
No, Sharón. Yeshua teaches us through the conduct of the Pharisees how believers can be contaminated with yeast. I am going to show you an image to see the differences. For example, the pastor wolf has shown attitudes of foolishness, rebellion, pride, lies, appearance of pity, does not want to obey, creates its own commandments, follow other commandments of man. But in a life that obeys the Eternal, that listens to Yeshua's teachings, and is guided by the Holy Breath, that is unleavened bread.
Ah, now I understood. Whoever does not obey the Eternal and his Torah, instead obeys men and follows their evil desires of greed, and wants to appear as though they behave well, but inside they have bad intentions. They are careless, and it is polluted with the leaven of the Pharisees.
Yes, Sharón, we must be vigilant daily, scrutinizing the Torah to know what the Eternal asks of us, and thus will not be contaminated by falsehood. Reflection of Matzot, Day 4. Little friends, Yeshua knows that we will find ourselves in situations where our life, our mind, and heart can be leavened. That's why he warns us and says, take care.
Yossi, please repeat what things we should take care of so as not to leaven.
Yes, Sharón. The little friends already have some important points ready about what we should be careful about. Go ahead, little friends.
Let us be careful not to be foolish, but be wise.
Let's be careful not to be deceived by false teaching of religions.
Let's be careful of the traditions of this world that captivate because they seem attractive because of their colorful elements that appear happy but are idolatry. Let's be careful not to do good things to be seen and people applaud us. We wish the reward of the eternal and not that of men.
Let's be careful not to stop loving the eternal, so we will be in daily obedience.
Let's be careful not to forget the instructions of the Torah. Take care of ourselves, knowing how to control our emotions.
Let's be careful of all greed, because the life of man does not depend on the many goods that man can possess.
Thank you, friends. I am going to take care of myself. I do not want to be a leavened bread. I want to be like Yeshua. He was found a clean bread of all these yeasts. He was an unleavened bread.
It's a feast has begun. The first month is in Abib, day 15 you ought to start. 7 days of Hamatzot, Hamatzot you shall to have. The first month is in Abib, day 15 you ought to start. 7 days of Hamatzot, Hamatzot you shall to have. Without yeast, without yeast, without yeast you must to live. Without yeast, without yeast, without yeast you must to live. Without yeast, without yeast, without yeast you must to live. Without yeast, without yeast, without yeast you must to live. It's the feast has begun. All that yeast is from Egypt that Yeshua had removed. We are living without sin in obedience to Adonai. All that yeast is from Egypt that Yeshua had removed. We are living without sin in obedience to Adonai. Without yeast, without yeast, without yeast you must to live. Without yeast, without yeast, without yeast you must to live. Without yeast, without yeast, without yeast you must to live. Without yeast, without yeast, without yeast you must to live. It's the feast has begun. From the 15th of Abib, 7 days without yeast. Hamatzot you shall to eat, without sin you shall to live. From the 15th of Abib, 7 days without yeast. Hamatzot you shall to eat, without sin you shall to live. Without yeast, without yeast, without yeast you must to live. Without yeast, without yeast, without yeast you must to live. Without yeast, without yeast, without yeast you must to live. Without yeast, without yeast, without yeast you must to live. Without yeast, without yeast, without yeast, Matzot.
In the next teaching, Matzot Day 5, 19th of Aviv. Little friends, see you at the next teaching on the 5th day of Matzot. Shalom!
Little friends, remember to visit the webpage of Cielos Nuevos y Tierra Nueva in the section de Niños, www.cielosnuevosYTierraNueva.org, and download all of our free material. We have a WhatsApp and Telegram number, +52 33 28 24 91 85, where you can send us your photos and videos when you solve this activity of finding the difference between living a life full of leavening and living an unleavened life. You can also reach out to us on Facebook at Cielos Nuevos Niños. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, YouTube/Cielos Nuevos Niños. And let's continue learning about the Eternal's instruction.